So with the addition of the new map, War Tycoon has also gave us a gift of 2 new weapons which we can actually unlock for operations. One of them being the QBZ-95 and the second one being the QJB-LMG. Now the big question is, are these 2 weapons any good? Well, today I'll be finding that out, so anyway, let's just jump right into it. So firstly, I'd like to quickly review their statistics before we begin. So let's start with the QBZ-95. This weapon has a 16.2 damage, fire rate of 900, range of 3.2k, accuracy of 82%, H recoil of 5.5, and V recoil of 13.5. Now moving on to other statistics, the headshot damage is going to be exactly 29, which is pretty bad. If we move on to the hands, it's only going to be 13, the torso is going to be 16, and the legs are also going to be 13. And if we take a look at a chart which basically covers all of the damage per minute, let's take a look on where the QBZ is going to be located, and it's going to be taking somewhere around the 15th place, somewhere like that, which is actually not too good about this weapon. And the only real thing that's actually standing for it is probably going to be the fire rate of 900. However, the problem with this weapon is that it does simply not provide enough damage, so there are a lot of better alternatives which can really rank you much higher in this meta if you guys want to do quick damage. With an example of the FAMAS, something like this has a fire rate of 900 and a damage of 19.8, so there is really no point of using the QBZ-95, and there are just simply better options, to be totally real with you. However, there is a second weapon today which I'll actually have a lot more things to say about, and that's going to be the QJB-LMG, and this is where things truly get interesting, because this is the first weapon in War Tycoon which they added with such high ammo and such high damage and good overall recoil. So anyway, let's review its stats. It's going to be 19.8, a fire rate of 650, range of 3.2k, accuracy of 82, the H recoil is going to be 5.5, and the V recoil is going to be 13.5. Now, moving on to the headshot damage, it's going to be exactly 35, for the hand damage it's going to be 15, for the torso it's going to be 20, and for the legs it's going to be 15 once again. However, I'd like to compare it to 2 other weapons which also have very high ammunition. That's going to be something like the PPSH. It does have higher fire rate, but the difference is the damage is so god awful, which is why people do not use it. Same with the stuff like the Bison, which also does have high amount of ammo, however the damage is simply just really bad. However, I would like to also point out that the LMG does have attachments and it can unlock almost all of them compared to all of these other weapons which I just showcased to you. So once again, that's some bonus points. However, the real big difference between the QJB-LMG is that it does have such a high amount of ammo, pretty much the highest that we have in the game. It does also provide very high damage, amazing recoil, so really this weapon could definitely make it very far in this meta, because I do believe it to be very useful of also saving you inventory space, in my personal opinion. So therefore, the verdict of today's video is just simply going to be the fact that the brand new LMG is definitely a very good one. I could even rank it as one of the best weapons in the game just because of how useful it is, and it's just a very easy weapon to use as well, because if you have a lot of ammo, then you're definitely not going to be having any problems with actually killing an enemy with all those 75 bullets. However, if we take a look at the other weapon, which is going to be the QBZ-95, it simply does not get the job done, and it really does not shine in any other way except for its fire rate, and there are already better weapons with better damages, recoil with this fire rate. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about these brand new weapons, one I recommend to use, and the second one is definitely a no-no. Anyway, see you guys next video, have a great day, and thanks so much to my channel members.